We want to keep something that we are proud of to show inside the store, because we are convinced that it can't work like this. I mean, you will never invite the customer to connect to see a technical product if you show him only socks inside the store. It will not work. So we have to stay vigilant on that, and our commercial team is focused on that point, I think.
Dobrý den, milí posluchači, vítejte u podcastu Decast, do kterého si zveme zajímavé hosty z řad sportovců a našich kolegů z Decathlonu. Tentokrát se nám podařilo ještě těsně před jeho odchodem zpět do Francie získat exkluzivního hosta, našeho digitálního lídra Arnauda Duchatelet. A dnešním dílem vás také tak trochu exkluzivně v angličtině provedeme já, Petra Baštanová, a Jakub Vaníček.
Hello Arnaud, welcome to our podcast.
Hello.
It is an honor to have you, a celebrity from Billboard.
This is my honor, this famous billboard.
Yeah, because for our listeners, we actually got a present for Arnaud, his special billboard close to our Chodov store, just before he says his last goodbye. Before we start our interview, we always begin with a little warm-up for our guests. We will ask you a couple of questions and you have to answer them as quickly as possible. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Great. Do you know which year the first Czech Decathlon Eshop launched?
Eshop?
Yeah.
I would say 2015.
That is correct.
Correct. How do we call a special sticker used for tagging articles for an easier and faster process on cash tills?
RFID?
Exactly. On which famous avenue the Tour de France traditionally ends each year?
Champs-Élysées.
Exactly. Do you know the exact length of each section of Ironman triathlon?
2.5 kilometers swimming.
3.8, but close.
90 kilometers bike riding.
Exactly twice. 180 kilometers.
My God.
Yeah.
We are not speaking about half Ironman?
No. Full Ironman.
Okay, so at the end is the marathon.
Exactly.
42.
Yes. And please translate this sentence from Czech. Ještě jedno, prosím.
Une autre, s'il vous plaît.
Exactly, which means
one more.
One more. Perfect. So it's not so bad with your Czech.
Yeah.
Okay, you still are for some last weeks a digital leader for the Czech Republic. But what does that actually mean exactly for our listeners?
Digital leader?
Yeah.
It means two things: develop the the online business for the Czech Republic, and make it connected to the store. So for the customer, after the best experience, whatever are the channel, and have the best seamless experience. So this is something that needs to be connected to almost all the job of the company, because if you want to do it well, you need also to transfer the mindset in the communication, in the finance, etc. And that's why it was a fantastic job in the middle of everything.
Perfect. When did you actually join Decathlon, and why? Is there any story behind it?
I joined in 2006, and I remember, I'm very bad to remember the date, but I remember this one because it was the same week of my wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I married with my wife and with this company, 2006, and I joined in the IT. I don't know if it's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
I joined in IT for the United teams. Concretely, I joined the gift card team, and I was one of the teammates who set up the actual gift card system.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Perfect. Speaking about France, where you started, how do French people see Decathlon? Do they like Decathlon? Because what do you think? Because you are quite patriotic French people, and not only customers but also employees of French Decathlon.
Yeah.
How do they see Decathlon? What do you think?
It's clear that it's totally different. I mean, Decathlon is in the history of the country since many years, and the first sport company since many years. Mm-hmm. So the story between the French and the Decathlon is not the same than the Czech with Decathlon. This is clear. And for me, particularly, for example, I'm 44 and I'm going in this store seeing some kids. I'm used to tell a story. You know the famous picture of the first store? Mm-hmm. I'm used to say that we could see my father-in-law behind in his tractor, because my father-in-law is a farmer, and the land behind are the farm of my wife family. And so just to tell you how connected is my story with Decathlon since the beginning.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't expect anything like this. Yeah. So you really are a real Decathlonian.
Yeah, and I was one customer of the first Decathlon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So you joined in 2006 and in IT, as you said. If you would compare the IT systems of 2006 and today, what has changed? I'm expecting quite a long answer, actually.
At first, I would say e-commerce. E-commerce didn't exist at that time. And it's so strange because I can do a parallel with the job. I mean, when I entered in Decathlon, all the job that I did after didn't exist. Mm-hmm. This is something crazy, but it's true. But to come back to the IT system, what changed a lot also is the system is more and more open to allow more autonomy internally for the local country, but also to integrate more and more partners. And the launching very soon of the marketplace is one of these symbols. Mm-hmm. It's e-commerce that didn't exist when I arrived, and it will be an opening on the potentially thousands of partners to complete our offer, and so it's made to be open to integrate them. It was something totally impossible to imagine when I arrived, mm-hmm. of course. And what changed, because I'm always speaking about human people, mm-hmm. We were so few people at that time in IT, and now it's a company inside the company. It's really taking a big turn, especially since I left 5 years ago and I joined the Czech project. Wow, the speed of the growing of the skills of the project is really impressive, and it's mandatory to survive.
Yes, yes. When I started working in Decathlon, I was amazed how our cash till system works. More precisely, the fact that each article has its own RFID chip. Mm-hmm. We were one of the first companies to start using it massively, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know why, and can you describe how it works, the system?
Yeah, I have a beautiful story. I will speak about Patrice Ribou. I don't know if one day you will listen to this, but it's the god of the RFID. And so I was this young engineer in 2006, one of my first team meeting, like you leave each time. So we were all together, the team, and we invited this guy, Patrice Ribou, to the meeting to present his project. And at that time, we were 3 years before the launching of the project, and he was explaining with some scientific curve that he planned to put the chipset everywhere on each product But that right now the technology is super expensive, so he can't. But regarding the classical decreasing of the price of the technology, he was planning that 3-4 years after it could be something possible. And so during the 3-4 years, he needed to create all the tools to be able to use this chipset in the warehouse, in the stores, because it didn't exist. So we were so in advance on this, and we created a specific company for that to create the specific tool. I mean, the racket, the things like this were created by Decathlon. And this came from this guy. And I was looking at him, and I was thinking, where I am? What is this guy?
Yeah.
And it happened.
Yeah.
It happened and it worked, and it's a huge advantage compared to a lot of companies that we have today with this, because we are so accurate in our stock. We can imagine so many things to enrich the customer experience. Wow, it's an incredible advance, and thanks to this guy, it's crazy.
And how does it work? There's some kind of like electromagnetic chip, or do you know how it works in the actual like cash till, how it's scanned? Like,
yeah, I think you could compare the chipset like a mirror, and so each tool, like the cash till, sends some signal, and the answer of the chipset give this is me, this is my number, and this is my statue, because you can be live or killed or cancelled, or that there is different statue that you can change. So it's very basic, but again, what was important was to create. So there is you see mainly the cash till. But there is some impressive tool also in the logistic, the funnel, to be able to detect everything when you put one big box or one gray container. Boom! You analyze everything in one time. What is inside? Yeah.
Clever.
That is really impressive.
Yeah.
You were actually talking about some of the jobs you did never existed before, actually. Yeah. So what were the jobs you did? From IT engineer to digital reader of Czech Republic, what was the journey?
It's a long journey.
I suppose.
Yeah. In fact, immediately after the what I did in the gift card, it was one wave of opening. We were in 2008, I think. And they were planning to open India, Romania, and Czech Republic. And they were searching for a project manager to open this project. So what does it mean, open a country? It means they nominate a new country leader. So for Czech Republic, for example, it was Greg Lordel. And so this guy is coming 1 year before the launching with his family. He recruited the people, he trained them to understand the basic of what is Decathlon and what will happen in 1 year. And you have one project manager in campus in Lille that is managing all the project from the lawyer point of view, the works, the logistic, the IT, the brand, the offer, etc., etc., etc. And so during 1 year, you work like a binoma with the leader. And me, I was a young engineer in the gift card, but my boss is not so bad in the project management. And so he proposed me to join this team. So to quit the IT and join the supply team action task on the opening. And I was nominated for Romania. It could be at that time Czech Republic, but I did for Romania with the boss of the Romania, that was Fabrice Béchu, that is now the leader of the brands. And during 1 year, I did this fantastic project. So that was my job at that time. And after the IT called me to know if I want to join them again, because since the beginning in the famous annual meeting that you have, all of you, I was saying that I would like to be a manager. And they proposed to me to join again the IT, and I became the leader of the team for the store, North European store, and support the store.com and the tills. So it was a job, how to say, the team was really skilled. At that time I was, 28, and the guys was 45, 50, really skilled guys, and they were used to see the young guys starting to learn the management in the team. And I started with this, and after 3 years I had this incredible opportunity to take the lead of the e-commerce platforms for the Decathlon, and there was incredible rollout planning of 10 opening, and in the same time rebuild all the payment platform and build the app and build the kiosk, and wow, I was so proud to take the lead of this, and after 6 months it exploded my face. We totally crashed because it was just not possible. And so I lived the most completed moment of my career at that time. But for the shortcut with the same team, after very, very complicated moment, that we need to speak clearly where we were and what were our weakness. In 5 years, we completely changed the game, and Osmos happened a resurrection of Osmos, and we launched Cube, and we launched a Eshop, and we were able to open 50 countries online. And each time that I cross one of the teammates of that time, it's for us like our Olympic Games. You know, when we obtained the gold medal, it was really nice. Really nice adventure.
So it's a nice connection to my next question. Is there any major area in IT and digital that Decathlon could be proud of?
What we could be proud of? I think what we could be proud is the clear point of view since the beginning that the online will never substitute the store and the experience for the customer. This is clear since the beginning. This, I think, that was important, and it comes from the deep roots that we have about what we want to offer for the customer since the beginning. This is clear, never change, and I think that a lot of companies lost themselves in this change. We didn't.
So what are currently the most demanding challenges or trends in digital for retailers such as Decathlon?
There is many challenges, but one is coming in my head, will be to resist to the temptation to create two speed between the stores and the online. So basically what we can see since few years, to reserve the most technical and advanced product for the online, and propose more and more rotative product, basic blue product in the store, and finally arrive step by step to be comparable with fashion stores like, H&M. So this is very something to be super careful. We are pushed a bit by the brand to act like this, and I know that we will never go to this breaking point. We will react, but in some country it will be super hard because they will lose a lot of image. And this is what I advise in Czech Republic, like we do always, to anticipate what can happen and try to resist to this trend. And this is what we do well with our multi-specialist strategy, that we want to keep something that we are proud of to show inside the store, because we are convinced that it can't work like this. I mean, you will never invite the customer to connect to see a technical product. If you show him only socks inside the store, it will not work. So we have to stay vigilant on that, and our commercial team is focused on that point, I think.
So how do you see Decathlon digital in the future? What do you think, what do we need to do to keep up with the competitors?
Very often we are maybe ashamed. We have the feeling that we are late because we compare ourselves to the Amazon, to the Apple, things like this. But I think that this is a mistake. We are not pure player. We are not a technology company. What is important for us is to sell the best sports product, and we have to focus on that. And what is our best, our first weapon is our culture and our guys, our teammates. This is more or less what I try to do here in Czech Republic. I was the guy who were building the technologic tool for the business. And in my previous position, I was very often shocked by the wish list of technological change that for me was without sense. And very often one country was asking the opposite of the other one. And never they were talking about the commercial project, about a human project. And this was one of my motivation to join a business local project, was to prove that this intuition was true, that this is not at all a topic of a race of technology. It's a question of mindset of the people. If tomorrow the teammate of the Czech Republic continue what we started to do, when you welcome someone in your store and that you are at first aware that what you show to him is not at all what you can sell to him, propose to him, advise to him at first, that naturally you will speak to him about the website, that you will be able to show him something, whatever the screen, we don't care, that you will be able to speak about the application tomorrow, about the click and collect, about all the advantages around our business model, reassure him, and finally make naturally the fact that he will order online and receive after the product. This is the game that we have to do and that we will win. And we are starting to win in Czech Republic because clearly, and it was, now I can say to you, it was a kind of choice. We were the last one to change for Osmos to Cube. We were the last one to go to the marketplace, and we will be the last one to go to the app. But in this timeline, we had the best growth. Mm-hmm. So this is the proof. This is not a technological game. This is just a mindset game. We are on the good direction, but it's not finished at all. There is still a lot of job to do. Mm.
Okay.
So you don't think that the iconic Decathlon store would simply disappear one day?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Or it will disappear with me. Because I have the conviction that I don't know. I don't want to be too old or. I'm not convinced about the full digital life that we can read everywhere, and I'm not sure about that at all. Mm-hmm. So when I spoke about Apple, for example, what is comparable is that Apple had the mantra since the beginning to control everything from the beginning to the end. And so they were so convinced about that they developed the hardware, the soft to have something completely integrated and develop and give the best experience. And because they were not satisfied about the fact that the people couldn't sell it with the best advice to the customer, they developed their stores. And everyone could promise to them that it was stupid to open the store when they did it because it was the beginning of the future is digital. And finally, I think the Apple store everywhere in the world are the most efficient store in square meter. So this is the proof that the people need both. I mean, one will never kill the other, but we need this. And when the Amazon tried to buy big companies to in one shot obtain a powerful network of store, it's not for nothing. It's because they are also convinced, even if they are coming for the pure digital world, that they need to ensure in the reality the things. This is my conviction. Maybe it's not the reality, the future reality. I don't know, but I prefer to think like this for Decathlon.
Yeah, we will see. You talked about Apple stores and how they are efficient and highly technical, and it's really an experience to come to the store. Do you think there are some areas where we can take inspiration from Apple, like in the store experience, for example? How would our stores work ideally if it was up to you?
When I'm going in Apple store is to dream, and there is a kind of magic behind this. The business model is not the same. We will never have a cube of glass on Avenue
Fifth Avenue, I think,
in New York. But what is important is to make the people dream, and this is what we must try to do in the store. So we always speak about experience store, but this is exactly this. I think less and less we should have a quantity of first price in the store, to let more space for the beautiful merchandising, to show how beautiful and innovative are our products, and let the people try it and test it, and this is the future. For example, I take one example of what you are doing well in Czech Republic. The new table for the watches that was made here in Czech Republic. This is exactly where we have to go. When I look at this, I'm thinking about Apple, me, because somewhere there is something in the air that you feel like the same, and it's the same watches than before. But before you just don't stop, and now wow, yeah, nice, and I know that it brings something also in terms of sales. So it means that the dream is here. So I think it's we can continue in that way, because this is clearly where we have to go.
You started talking about what we do in Decathlon Czech Republic. During your stay, Decathlon.cz went through interface transformation, or the whole system transformation, basically twice actually, to Osmos and to Cube. What was the biggest challenge for you before each switch to more advanced system?
It's funny. The first one was the launch the country in the professional world of the online. So it means connect the business to a warehouse, and it was a big change, because a big accelerator. And the second one was to do it with some motivated but young team. We were 4 of us at that time, I think. That was the condition of the first launching. And the second one was totally different. For me, it was maybe more to measure how efficient was the work on the human side. I mean, they were totally autonomous. I did nothing. Nothing. Just listen the complaint, because it was not so easy, but they did it. So what does it mean? It means that in 5 years we developed the business, but in the same time we developed the skills. And this is super important. This is my main goal. When I'm leaving, if the castle falls down, it was for nothing. So it was the proof that you did a big step here in terms of knowledge and skills, and so you are ready to be autonomous.
So is there anything in Czech Decathlon that could be inspiring for bigger countries such as Germany or Spain? What do you think? Is there anything special about Czech Decathlon?
Yes, I think. I hope. I hope, because I think it's important for the company. When I'm visiting other country, I don't want to specify this one or this one. Who knows who will listen?
We will guess.
But what shocked me is that very often they decided to launch the online like we do very often, and that it's a very good idea at the beginning. I mean, startup. So startup, I dedicate all the means that you need, and you grow in autonomy. And in some countries, big ones, you have two companies, and they are not communicating, or even they fight. And at the end, the experience for the customer is poor. Here, since the beginning, and it was one of the first discussion that I had at that time with Servando, Hervé, and Massimo, it was clear that for us, it was a project for 1,000 teammates and not for 10 experts. And this is something that we try to work like a philosophy since the beginning. And this is how happened the click and collect. So the click and collect helped a lot to ensure these two teams, one in the other, because it's a concrete bridge that show that it brings something in the store, the online, and it's a proof, everyday proof. But not only. When we, for example, will launch the marketplace or the app soon, and when it's Thomas Cortus who is the leader, or Martin Bondu who will be the leader of the launching of the app, it's not by chance. I mean, each time that I had the opportunity to invite the people of the retail, expert of the retail, to be in the project, I did it with open arm, because this is how you build the connection. And this is what is missing, I think, a lot in the other countries. I inspired myself and my teams a lot, but each time with this critical point of view. They are super skills, this is true. And we will be skills like them, but we will keep our wish and obsession to open the game with the other, to let them always understand that at the end it's for the customer that we are building something, and that it can work only if we are one team.
Very nicely said.
Thank you.
But I think, I don't know if you knew this before coming to Czech Republic, that we work like this. So what actually brought you to Czech Republic? What was your first motivation to accept a job in this country you probably didn't know very well?
My first motivation didn't came from Czech Republic, but by myself. I mean, after 5 years to lead the IT e-commerce, with the condition that I explained to you, after 5 years I was a bit exhausted, and it was the do what you love. You remember this time, and so I asked myself the question: what I would love to do. And it was clear for me that it was any more pure IT, because in my eyes what I did was the best that I could do in IT, and another challenge would have been with less tests. And in the same time I had the conviction that there was something to play somewhere locally, to again verify this conviction that if we only prepare tools and we install tools and we let them provide turnover, what at the end it brings to the customer. So I would like to be part of that and see and try to influence that. So this was my motivation, and in the same time with my family we would like to see something else than stay forever in France. And so it started like this. And after, like always in Decathlon, it was absolutely not planned to come in Czech Republic. I should go to Thailand.
Oh,
and
that's a bit different.
Yeah, it's a bit different. So my wife was super happy. She was preparing swimsuit in the luggage, and and it didn't happen because of economical situation of the Thailand at that time. It was the really beginning. They were counting each coin, and it's an investment when you ask to experienced guy like I was to join with the family, etc. And it was so he asked me to wait, but I waited 6 months, but it was still not possible. And one time, a Spanish guy arrived in Lille, and they say, "Yeah, I'm the new commercial director of the Czech Republic. I need to switch from Eshop to Cube." And I said, Cube, it will be complicated, but why not Osmos? It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. And so we started to discuss. And 1 week after, he called me and said, what do you think about joining us? And 1 week after, I saw Hervé, and only this discussion about what we would like to do here, their open mindset, the feeling that they would let me try and give me maximum of means to make a success in full trust was the main ingredients of the recipe. And after I could verify it thousands of times.
Mm-hmm. That's a very nice story that it just happened very like a coincidence like this. But I would actually like to ask about your family, because it's a family project, right? To move into completely different country, and you have your wife and kids. So was it a difficult decision for your family, or how does that work? Because I'm always interested also in the wife's point of view, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Of course it was difficult because she has to remove the swimsuit from the luggage to substitute for the wet stuff. No, it's a joke. She was ready to follow me. So what does it mean is that she had to make a break in her career. So this was already discussed, of course. And after, concerning Prague, she came three days. I came 2 days before. And after 1 hour, I was convinced. So we didn't know Prague at all. And when she arrived, it was the same. I mean, after 2 hours in the city center, I thought, wow, how we could live till now without know this place. Yeah. And how we agreed to live there, of course. And so that was the beginning. Yes, it was easy. It was easy because the Czech project helped us to make it easy. So the kids were in the nice school, the French school. We had the chance to live in some beautiful district, and this city is magic. So all of us were in love very quickly of this new life, of course.
Do you have some favorite place in Czech Republic? You said that you like Prague a lot. But do you have some other special place in your heart from Czech Republic?
Let me think.
Maybe not.
Yeah. I visited a lot of places, and I realize that now because when I speak with my wife, of course we did a lot of journey in the country during some weekends. But me, I visited all the city where we have stores and more than this, and so sometimes when I discuss with some Czech people, I realize that I visited more places in the country than them because, it's normal. They visit mainly where are the families. And what I could say, places that, I don't know. I don't have special place. It's global atmosphere that I enjoy here. I mean, I prefer to speak about always the people and technology or places. Or I love the atmosphere that is in Czech Republic and how to.
You don't need to answer it.
You don't need to.
No. This is something that you feel in the atmosphere that the people enjoy the life, and they are happy. You are happy, and it's incredible for us to have seen that during these 5 years and live in the middle of that. So you live in the middle of happy people, because this is the moment of the history that your country can enjoy the life. So you appreciate that, and in economically speaking, everything is going well. So for you, there is no big problem. It's better and better, and you feel that immediately here, in many point of view, and it's so great. When you go in France, of course, France is another story. There is some advantages to live in France, but you can also feel that there is some problems, and that a lot of people are not happy. And you have concrete consequences on the safety, things like this, that you don't have at all here. So it's kind of a magical moment that we were able to live here. I don't know if it will stay like this. I hope for you, and this is when what now we have 4 days before the departure. So we say one day we will come back, but I don't know if we will live again this, because it was a kind of exceptional opportunity to live this moment of your history with you at that moment in these conditions. So
We will see.
Lucky we were.
Let's hope for the best. I stumbled across a diploma in the office saying that Arnaud was the best Czech student. So
to není pravda.
Tell us honestly, how did it go with your Czech?
No, it's nightmare. I was pretty motivated the first year.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I could see some improvement. The problem is that when I realized that at the end of the third year I was worse than the first year, I say, okay, there is a problem. And the problem was clear, is that I didn't work so much, and I didn't do the effort to speak in Czech, and so like this it can happen. But it was hard for me to stop because of Yana, that some of you know, the teacher, the special teacher for the foreigner here in Czech Republic since the beginning of the history of Decathlon, and that we transform step by step the lessons. She was my culture and history teacher of the Czech Republic, and it was so nice for me to each week speak about analyze the country situation with this point of view. It helped me a lot to understand a lot of things, and it created a special relationship, of course. Yana is important in this project for the foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
She knows it. I told her.
Do you know, or can you tell us, what are you going to do now once you leave Czech project?
Or is it a secret?
No, it's not. It's not a secret. It's just that it was complicated, but because it's always after 5 years that you arrive to a moment that you should decide to quit or stay. And if you quit, you realize that in 5 years a lot of things change, and that there are so many talents in the company that I could say that you are not
welcomed, or
not welcome, but no one is waiting for you nowhere.
Yeah,
something like this. So it's a good thing, good signal for the company, but in the same time it's not easy to leave. So to not hide the things. The other why it was complicated is also from my side, of course, because we were dreaming to continue the abroad adventure in another country, but in the same time we were super restrictive in the possible country because of many things. My kids are growing, and very soon they will have to leave the family for their study, and we didn't want to be at the opposite side of the planet at that moment. And with the COVID also it complicated a bit the topic when it was the moment to take the decision. Finally, at the moment that we welcome a new CEO that is coming from the digital, that we are putting means clearly to accelerate on that. It seems that I will have a role inside this new strategy in Lille, but it's difficult to say more than this because there is nothing concrete. And my first job, so concretely in September, will be to, with a group of people, write this new strategy for the future. And through this exercise, find a job and a mission for me. But I find this super because it's opportunity to use my experience and especially the accumulation of what I did in the technical side in Lille and what I did here on the business and human aspect to influence the strategy at the beginning of the history and try to impulse something different or in my align to my convictions. So the chance to create a mission perfectly fitting with what I want to do. So we will see, but I know that it's really not concrete.
That doesn't matter, but I also find it super because for me, from the internal communication point of view, it's good to have an ally in the core Decathlon, you know. So I hope I will have all the information from you. Okay, so that was about Decathlon, but we also know that you are a passionate cyclist and also a classic furniture collector. So, you probably enjoy things that are nice to sit on. What are the most precious items you have? Bike and piece of furniture. Can you tell us?
Oh, the bike is the classical Decathlon guy. I mean, I have not Van Riesel because I didn't buy the new bike since 2018. And so it's still between on my carbon frame, but yes, I'm a road cycling rider, and but I plan to change it now that it seems that the problem of production and stock is over. I plan to change for the new collection for Van Riesel next year, and my precious things. We arrived with not so much things or so much precious, but it's true that we fell in love of the Czech design of the 60s, 70s, and I know that can be strange for you, but
no, I can relate to that very well.
and so we bought a lot of things to finally, at 45 years old, start to have something that makes sense for us. We find this beautiful. There is a lot of history behind this because it will follow us during years and years, and it's a bit more nice than IKEA sofa, or more sense, I would say. So we bought the armchair. I already bought one Alabala armchair, but I was so glad when you offered me a new one. So I have two of them.
We have to maybe explain that Arnaud also got a goodbye gift from Czech Decathlon, this famous Halabala chair from the 1960s.
This is true. And some other furniture, the classical and typical chair of that period, and some things that are very famous in the in the French community is the. It was, I think, at that time, wood pieces made to separate a room in two,
Okay.
And so so it's a room separator that was designed by thousands and thousands in Czech Republic and produced, but start to be rare. And we have 2 of them. So we have also lamp. We
so
have
a lot of things.
Wow.
Yeah.
We need to do another podcast on Czech design.
Yeah, a lot of things.
No, I really appreciate it because I am also a lover of Czech design, but it's good that also French people who are very famous for their good taste appreciate Czech design.
I don't know. But what is funny in this story is that, so the Decathlon accompany the expatriates, so they finance the moving. And so you are supposed to be coherent between what you bring and what you are living. And there was some discussion because what did you do? You opened a furniture store in France? No, I'm joking.
Well, it's your...
We respected the rules.
Yeah,
No problem.
Good for you. Perfect. Thank you for the answer. And so we are coming to the end. So do you have any message or anything you would like to say to your Czech colleagues in the end?
A message to my Czech colleagues. Of course, thank you. All the people that I met here. Each time in Decathlon, I say that the last one was the most amazing experience, and this one was, wow. Compared to the previous one, even, wow, nothing to compare. Because, of course, there was, it was not only me, but the family. So it's very difficult when you are in this position, it's difficult to separate what happened in the personal aspect and the professional one. So it's a big mix of emotion when you start to leave. But I spoke a lot during this interview. I think, the main message there was thank you to have shared all your culture, your who you are, and let me realize that the life can be much better or so nice somewhere else than what I used to live before, and it gives us, for me and my family, I think for my kids also, for sure a lot of we opened a lot of doors thanks to you here. To probably in the future visit a new country, discover new cultures. I would like to share you something. Last week, my daughter left the country after 5 years, and she told me that she was sad, of course, to quit. Happy to come back in France, but in the same time sad to quit. And she told me that one day she would like to live again in this country. And why not with the family, with the husband here in the Czech Republic? It was very nice to hear that because, of course, during 5 years, sometimes you worried yourself about was it the good decision for your kids to live far away from their culture, for their roots? But when you realize that they were so happy, so that they enjoy so much their life, that you say, okay, that was the good decision, definitely. And it gives you an idea of what was the Czech Republic for us.
It's very, very nice for us to hear. Yeah. And thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for this beautiful and very honest interview. I think it's the most honest interview we had so far.
I agree.
We wish you all the best for the future. And
thank you.
Always remember that you are welcome here anytime. So bon voyage.
Thank you.
Voyage.
See you.
Děkujeme i vám, milí posluchači, že jste vydrželi naši angličtinu až do konce a myslíme si, že si můžeme shodnout s Petrou, že to byl jeden z nejinspirativnějších rozhovorů, co jsme měli.
To určitě, to budeme ještě chvíli vstřebávat.
Určitě tak. Nezapomeňte nás sledovat také na Facebooku, Instagramu, LinkedIn nebo na našem blogu, který najdete na adrese blog.decathlon.cz. Od mikrofonu se loučí Jakub Vaníček
a Petra Baštanová.